What's going on, everyone? This is the Raikaze here. We are back, and I know it's been a while since we've actually done any of these types of videos, but there's a few things that I wanted to just basically take a step back and observe for a while before I was going to speak on it. And at the same time, there were a lot of things that I was working on in the background. So while that was all going on, we had to take a step back from the video. So if you are not aware, yes, we still are competing in the Pokemon Regional Championships, and we have just actually made day 2 at the Seattle Regional Championship. If you're not following me on twitch.tv/Raikaze11, you are missing out because I reviewed my team and even took it on the Showdown rank ladder so you can see how my team plays. So if you want to catch us in future live streams and see how my teams are going to be structured, you want to go ahead and hop onto the twitch.tv/Raikaze11 Twitch page. And don't forget, all of my handles are in fact Raikaze11 except for one, and that is on our second YouTube channel, and that is going to be Raikaze Lifts. Raikaze Lifts is a YouTube page that is focused specifically on working out because my goal is to be the most powerful competitive Pokemon trainer. So as I continue to work on my position in the competitive scene, I'm also going to continue working on my physical form. In addition, as we've been working on our Pokemon journey, there's been a little bit of a debate that was going on, and that is because for some reason the Pokemon Company has decided to have an online rank ladder inside of the game different compared to that of the in-person regional tournaments. So it's not something you can really practice on when you're going on the online rank ladder in game, and it got to where playing in the online rank ladder in the game was going to cause more of a detriment to my practice. Therefore, I decided to switch it just purely onto Showdown. And now I'm starting to say, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and start streaming specifically Showdown, and that's what we're going to be doing from here on out until Pokemon Champions comes out. Which also leads me into the next thing. You notice I'm talking about Pokemon Champions for when that comes out. And you notice I have not been streaming Pokemon Legends ZA. Do I have the game? Yes. However, that game is absolutely boring. Yes, I am so thankful that they finally came out with the Mega Evolutions for Raichu, my absolute #1 favorite Pokemon. However, the game has bored me to an extent to where the fact is I have had the DLC even since the game first came out. However, I still have not started it. And that's because the game just drags my soul. Yes, does it look interesting to have level 200 Pokemons that you can go against? Absolutely, yes. But at the same time, the shiny hunts that you see people doing, I mean, I've gotten all my shinies. I don't really need to do that many more shiny hunts, except for some, but yet the Pokemon that I could get inside Legends ZA, I firmly believe I have all of them, and the ones that I still need to get, probably I need to do in like older games or maybe in a future game that will come out for those types of shiny hunts. So in terms of enjoyment of the game and for what I was going to be able to share with you all, I don't think it was going to be that enjoyable, especially even for me, and I want to be able to enjoy something as I'm going to stream it as well. This is also why I've been streaming other games like Ninja Gaiden and things like that, but at the same time I am still looking forward to the future game of Pokemon Champions because that is going to be the competitive scene in the near future. Which also then leads me into the other thing, and that is where there was a comment on one of my previous videos when I spoke about the fact that Pokemon Champions can be one of the most expensive games that we've ever had, and somebody had left a comment along the lines of, oh my gosh, no, they said it's free to play, and they left a dislike on the video, and I was just like, And now, if you all have been hearing through the grapevine of how people have been talking about the game, from the reveal that was on the Japanese trailers and that has not been yet revealed to the US, that has been officially debunked. Because yes, you are going to need to have Pokemon online connectivity if you're playing it on the Switch. So with that, boom, you already have that fee. Plus, you're going to need to have the Pokemon Home if you want to access Pokemon in there. So boom, you have that other fee. Then on top of that, there is going to be different starter packs that you can get, and boom, that is another fee. So yes, it is free to start, but again, that is the key term, and I already knew that, and that is also one of the reasons I never even played Pokemon Go. I see what people have to pay into it if they wanted to get extra things. I was like, no, that was never an interest for me. But an actual VGC competitive style game that's specifically for competitive, yes, absolutely, that sounds like more fun. But nonetheless, if you were to take a Pokemon, put it into Pokemon Home, but yet put it back, yes, they will keep their training. However, if you do want to change them again, you're going to need to use some of those, what is it, victory points or whatever it was called in order for you to change your stats again, or you're going to have more of the currency that you're going to build in order to update your stats, or maybe you can just put it in another game and then train them there if they allow it to go back and forth. So these are going to be multiple different factors that's going to more than likely add on to the cost of the game. So for those of you that have been saying in the past that no, it's just free to start, I hope you are eating crud right now and you are saying, I was wrong. And you should probably go back and comment on that video, switch it to a like, and just say, oh yes, you were right because I was right. Now, nonetheless, that is where things have been at this particular point. So we, again, have been starting on our streams. We are still playing competitive. We are going to those Pokemon Regional Championships. We have been showing our teams. So make sure you are, in fact, following me on all those social media platforms. So that is going to be on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram, all with the same handle at Raikazi11. And then also make sure, once again, if you're wanting to learn more about working out, hop on over to the Raikazi Lifts YouTube page, subscribe there, and make sure you don't miss a beat. Now, with that being said, there is a streaming schedule, so make sure you are keeping up with that, and also make sure you are tuning in for our future videos as we do more content in the near future. But with that being said, at this moment in time, this is going to be the Raikazi signing off, and you all know what to do. Stay strong, and you power on. Let me catch y'all later.